In this video, I will present a little bit longer version of the presentation about sacred diet for eternal use. So I want to show you the power of epigenetics, that we can live up to 1,000 years if we want. Okay. So as always, I recommend you to download presentation as PDF file from the link in the description. You will save your time. So if you will listen this video with my comments, maybe it is helpful if you have time. If not, again, read the presentation, at least to give you some more ideas about what I'm talking about. So, and yeah, this is the presentation. And this presentation has 19 references to sources of information, and is actually based on much longer research, which has maybe hundreds of references to scientific publications. And in some sense, I repeat myself because what I'm talking about ketogenic diet is absolutely necessary for health and longevity. Yes, I repeat myself, but there are some details which I want to push and to present in more details. Okay, so nature gives us examples of radical lifespan extension without any change in genetics. Yeah, so all the stuff that we can change genetics and with some supplements and then rejuvenate cells of our body, this is absolute nonsense. Our body can live actually forever and to be forever young because we're created so. If we are aging and we eventually die, there are good reasons for this, but we can reverse it. If we are smart enough, we can live much longer, at least 10 times, 20 times longer than average person lives for now. Okay, up to 1,000 years, at least, or maybe forever. Okay, so we know that in social insects, so if I'm a scientist, as a scientist, if I have a problem and to solve some complicated problem, I try to find in nature some indications, some examples that it can be done. And what I see in nature that in social insects, so-called royals, like bee queens, queens of ants and termites, live 20, 50 times longer than working individuals of the same genetics. So no need to change your genetics, but what is working? Epigenetics, something above genetics. So we can change environment, change food, and so modify our body, or process in our body, and live much longer. So the longevity of social insects is controlled epigenetically. That is, in contrast to the workers, royals are not eating plant-based food. Yeah, so this is the only difference. Workers eat plant-based food, like I know bees. Working bees eat pollen and nectar, which is from plants. Royal bees or queens eat only what they eat. They only eat royal jelly. So I will go to this in a little bit later. And the same about termites, about the royals of termites, royals of the ants, all the same. So, also we may see that many species of bats live up to 40 years, while the longevity of wild mice can be only a year or two. Why again? While bats eat fine, fat-rich insects, mice eat plants, seeds, and tubers. So difference in diet. So bats rely mostly on the carnivore diet, or not carnivore, it is a ketogenic diet more. And mice, wild mice eat plant seeds and tubers, plant-based diet. Big difference in longevity. Okay, again. Another example of epigenetic longevity change we may see in naked mole rats. I have a video about this and I was going in more details. But again, this is some rodent native to Horn of Africa and parts of Kenya. Okay, this is a little bit not very nice looking, but very long living animal. 40 years or maybe more. They are not immortal. just because there are some predation and it can be killed or accidentally, or there are infections, or even from starvation. Some these animals are just getting tired of life. This life is quite boring, I would say, and they stop eating and just die because they are so tired of this heavy, this stupid and boring life. Okay, a dramatic change happens in the bodies of naked mole rats after 5 years when they change their social role in the colony from scouts and food providers for the colony and start to eat the fat-rich feces of younger individuals instead of the roots and tubers of the plant. So what is happening? Young individuals, they go, they eat these tubers and roots, and how to deliver it into the colony, they just getting it through the intestines and produce these feces. And feces are full of bacteria, and bacteria change this cellulose and plants into short chain fatty acids and medium chain fatty acids. This is a critical. And then they eat feces. It's of course not nice. I don't recommend you to eat feces of some newborn babies, but again, it is the way it shows you that diet is very important. So bowhead whale has the longest lifespan of all marine mammals, with estimation more than 200 years. The primary food for bowhead whales is zooplankton called krill. Krill is a rich source of high-quality protein and omega-3 fatty acids. We see an example of so-called like ketogenic diet with a lot of protein. So too much protein, in my opinion, is not healthy. So you have there should be some balance between fat and some, again, proponents of the carnivore diet, they say protein should be priority. No, I say no. You go to the carnivore diet, but your priority is animal fat, yeah, not protein. Protein enough, it should be enough, but not too much. Okay, if you consume too much protein, you can run into some problems. Okay, while there are attempts to explain extreme longevity of bowhead whales by genetics, epigenetic regulations may have impact on the tumor suppression, because again they eat a lot of this protein, and official science claims that it should be they should have shortened lifespan because tumor development, because too much protein is not good. Yes, I as I said, too much protein can have problem. So it is not exactly ketogenic diet if you consume too much protein. But in principle, it is better than rely on plant-based food. Okay, let's go further. Lifetimes or longevity of the biblical patriarchs were in the range of 777 or 969 years. A base of their diet was grass-fed goats and sheep's milk, and other dairy products with a limited amount of red meat and animal fat. They were eating meat sometimes, but it was mostly milk. Poor people living at high altitudes consume dairy products made from goat's milk and might have, actually, they have in average longer life expectancy. So in so-called blue zones in Italy and maybe Caucasus, so they live longer and they're much healthier. But it is not the only their food. This is a mistake. They include some fruits, they include some vegetables and bread, and then so they live longer, but it is again, it is not, they consume not only these dairy products. So the main characteristic of goat milk is fat, and it is high content of short and medium chain fatty acids. So, and the highest fat content reported in sheep milk at 7 gram per liter per deciliter. I mean, for deciliter it is 100 milliliters, and 7%. And goat milk has the highest zinc, magnesium, and potassium content. So these supplements also you need to use if you consume dairy products from cow milk, Then I have to also include some zinc, magnesium, potassium, because cow milk is not so rich in these elements. So medium chain fatty acid content, the percentage of total fat content is the highest in goat, 23%, sheep, 22%, and followed by mare, and that's by horses. Cow has, you see, not so good concentration of this middle chain fatty acids. So cow milk is not as healthy as possible, but if we compare with human milk, yeah, human milk have only 7% of this middle chain fatty acid, but yet it is, I consider this not bad. So other elements of the human milk composition are important. So this goats. Okay, human babies. Human babies fed human breast milk are in a state of mild ketosis despite a high concentration of lactose. High, it means 7% instead of 5% in the cow milk. And it appears that presence of this middle chain fatty acids, even it is only 7%, it's yet already good. Okay, it's already good to ignite this ketosis. And then what is ketosis? It is production of ketone bodies, especially this 3-beta hydroxybutyrate by the liver. By the age of about 6 months, it is recommended by medical professionals to introduce solid food and adapt infants to so-called balanced diet when the main source of energy is not fat but carbohydrates. Yeah. So again, look to the nature, what we see in nature. A similar adaptation we may observe in bees it occurs when larvae of working bees are fed by royal jelly only for first 3 days of life and then consume so-called bee bread, which is a pollen mixed with honey. Do you see some similarity? So adaptation of humans to be workers instead of true royals is happening when the infants are growing and when they are 6 months and they start to consume this plant-based diet and they start to rely on carbohydrates as a source of energy. This is what is happening. But royals, I mean bee queens are fed by royal jelly. Bee queens they not stop to they eat only royal jelly. Okay, then what else? Royal jelly is secreted from the glands of working bees, and bee queens consume royal jelly all their life, non-stop. So this, what I was making a video about royal jelly, about what the content of the royal jelly, what we can see. Again, royal jelly has not only fat and protein; it has a lot of carbohydrates also. But again, look what is important. What important that some concentration of medium chain fatty acids is important. Okay, this is a queen cell, which is, you see, queens are just swimming in the royal jelly, and they consume it. Okay, then again, I'm scientist, I can think logically. Okay, considering all the hints from nature, I may tentatively suggest that we epigenetically adapted to short-living workers instead of growing into long-living royals by shifting to consuming plant-based food and using carbohydrates as the main source of energy. Okay, so we are, who needs royals? Royals. We are not royals. We are supposed to be workers, short-living workers. This is what happens in our culture. Yeah. So, but some few, at least few selected person can change it. Can change life to be true royals. It means to be some special people who are living up to 1,000 years, like it was in the Bible. So again, a logical conclusion is that we may be able to achieve epigenetically extended longevity. So easy. I mean, from scientific viewpoint, no special high technology means, just diet. Just change your diet, change what you eat. So by changing our diet to mimic consumption of human breast milk, we can stay in mild ketosis from infancy to adulthood until death, and live probably to 1,000 years if we will never stop it. However, a problem for most of elderly is that they already have severe health complications while using carbohydrates as the main source of energy. If you consume plant-based food, you already have a lot of toxins in your body. You have complications like diabetes, you have arthritis, you have high pressure, hyperpressure, etc., etc. So what to do? How to rejuvenate your body? This is more complicated question. It is not just you change to this special diet to stay in ketosis, but yet it is not enough. Okay? So the root causes of this health problem are reaction of sugar with proteins and lipoproteins. Okay, this happens. If you consume, if you use sugar and carbohydrates as a source of energy, then inevitably what is happening, glycation reaction of proteins and of sugar with proteins, especially collagen and elastin in your body, and as well as what is happening, accumulation of toxins and oxalates from plant-based food in bodies of humans. So if you did it, you already kind of intoxicated. So what is happening, the cross-linking of collagen fibers with sugar make it very stiff. So we can say that sugar is toxic. Don't consume carbohydrates. Okay, we are a civilization based on grains, unfortunately. So it is not for everybody, unfortunately, and also not many people want to live forever young or 1,000 years yet. Not so, but mind that sugars and carbohydrates are toxic. Glycation of elastin and collagen fibers leads to the destruction of elastin and stiffening of blood vessels. So cross-linking of collagen and elastin fibers are just destroyed in time. So what is happening, you have stiff blood vessels, it reducing blood flow in the tissues, supply of nutrients and oxygen, and then what is development of chronic hypoxia and inflammation next. And also the oxidative stress, and then accumulation of so-called senescent cells, which are dysfunctional cells producing pro-inflammatory signal molecules. Okay, this is some chain of reactions, chain of changes, which are actually aging of your body. So, and this is a self-supporting process of senile degeneration of human bodies, because the more inflammation, the more senescent cells, and it is like a loop. Eventually, it gets to self-intoxication and death. In older age, it is necessary not only change the state to the state of ketosis, but also to reverse stiffening of blood vessels and tissues, as well as remove toxins from your body. It is extra job what you have to do, but it is possible. It is possible. Again, you have to think logically. You have to rely on some logic and science, which is true science, not official science. It's science is based on experiments, based on knowledge of chemistry. So in what is happening if you have this oxidative stress, what is happening? We have accumulation of lipofuscin and misfolding proteins, and it is accumulates inside our cells and outside our cells, and it cannot be removed by our immune cells. Why? Because we don't have enzymes that can degrade this waste and remove this waste. Unfortunately, we don't have. But what to do? We can use some exogenous enzymes like bacterial enzymes that can degrade waste products and which our natural enzymes cannot. It is possible, so it can be introduced also to the rejuvenation process. So this is lipofuscin spots, or so-called H spots, which are typical in older age. You see cross-linking of collagen makes stiff not elastic skin and compare with a baby and much better. So can you reverse it? I believe we can if we can do it properly, but it takes time. In biology, everything takes time. The elasticity of blood vessels depends on the content of elastin fibers in the vessel's wall. Elastin fibers are produced during fetal development, infancy, and early childhood. Why not further? Why not further? Again, if you see this, that interestingly, that despite specialized cells continue to produce the so-called tropoelastin blocks, which are precursors of elastin, the production of elastin fibers in humans' body during adulthood somehow blocked. Why? Why? Again, if you're a scientist, if you can think logically, you have to ask this question first. Why humans stop producing new elastin fibers? Why our tissues, why our skin is getting stiff? Because we don't have these new elastin fibers. They are not produced any longer. Why we cannot? The tropoelastin we have in abundance. Why we cannot produce elastic fibers? So, what to do? It is not, again, look nature in the bodies of naked mole rats. It is not so. Why? Again, you ask yourself, why? First, you see difference in diet. That naked mole rats in age of 5 years old and up to death, which is in average like 40 years, they change diet. They don't consume plant-based diet any longer. Okay, so you think logically, you come to the conclusion that it is somehow related to the diet and consumption of this middle chain fatty acids by naked mole rats. So because they change the diet and they suddenly everything is going better for them. They tissues stay healthy, tissues stay elastic. Number of senescent cells is growing, but there is no inflammation in the body. Why? There is no this oxidative stress. Why? You think, okay, what is the problem? Why? Okay, and then you ask yourself, can we produce elastin fibers in adult and old age? This, yeah. And then again, you go to research. We know that minoxidil, there is such the substance which is sold for hair growth. You're losing your hair because it also skin is getting stiff and blood vessels getting stiff. You have this chronic hypoxia, and minoxidil little bit improving elasticity of blood vessels, improving the blood flow and hair grow better. So what else? GABA somehow to also help. You can go to the source of information, read. Glycine is an important part of the elastin fiber. So if you use glycine as a supplement, it helps. But even better if it is proline and glycine combination, because these are important blocks of the elastin fibers. What else? Somehow extracts of dill seeds and some plants also may induce elastin synthesis and improve the aorta elasticity aged animals and humans. So there is hope. There is hope. Even if you already accumulated this cross-link collagen fibers and accumulated also this destroyed and elastin fibers are destroyed, you can probably reverse it. Yeah, not probably. It certainly can help. Okay, so how elastin fibers are produced? First, specialized cells produce tropoelastin. Tropoelastin, it is small blocks which are further used has to be polymerized and converted to these elastic fibers. So what else is happening? Acidity of gastric juice in the human stomach is higher even in comparison with carnivores and close to that of scavengers. However, with age, the acidity of gastric juice is dropping and proteins cannot be digested properly. Undigested proteins get into the colon where pathological bacteria, pathogens produce various toxins It leads to inflammation and development of so-called leaky gut syndrome, when the undigested proteins and bacteria can get through the inflamed epithelium layer of the gut to the bloodstream. The reaction of our immune system leads to the development of autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis and arthritis. So it is critical in old age to consume products that can be better digested, such as eggs, bone broth, but also you can use amino acids as supplements. So what is happening, I was talking many times in my videos about this leaky gut syndrome. So inflammation in the guts lead to the epithelium layer gets leaking, permeable for toxins, for bacteria, for allergens, etc. So they go inside your blood and all your body go to the stage of chronic inflammation, not to mention the chronic inflammation because of hypoxia and accumulation of senescent cells. Okay, the internet is full of recommendations from medical professionals, health coaches, and certified dietitians about supplement, healthy diets, and exercises. A low carbohydrate ketogenic diet and carnivore diet, which is a zero carbohydrate diet, and so-called lion diet are getting popular. I would not deny the health benefits of these diets. It's true, as long as you are in ketosis, it is all good. Yet I would oppose general recommendations for followers of these diets which recommendation is to limit or restrict, avoid consumption of dairy products and prioritize fatty meat. I believe that yes, fatty meat is okay, and you will see improvement in your health if you rely on fatty meat. But yet, you see that it is maybe not enough. So Maasai people who consume almost entirely milk, blood, and meat have higher rates of autoimmune diseases, and this why this recommended to avoid consumption of milk, because they think it is milk proteins produces autoimmune diseases. So, and why? Because somehow this leaky gut syndrome develops, and the milk proteins go to blood and ignite autoimmune reactions. It is not actually easy to understand and to distinguish maybe milk proteins, maybe blood proteins, because they consume blood also. What ignites the autoimmune reaction? It is not clear. So I would say it is this recommendation to avoid dairy products is groundless. Again, you have to see to the root cause why autoimmune diseases develop, because of this leaky gut syndrome. Why leaky gut syndrome develops in Maasai people? Maybe they don't have enough short chain fatty acids production. I believe this is the reason. Okay, this Maasai people, they normally are much healthier than other tribes in Africa, and so they keep cows and drink blood from the cows and milk. Sometimes they even meat, but not very often. So what is about us? Most people of European origin, including me, produce the enzyme lactase that splits lactose into glucose and galactose, and it is so until very old age. So when I drink raw milk, or if I drink this whole milk, I don't experience any symptoms of lactose intolerance. Is it good? Yeah, it's maybe, I will tell you, maybe it is not always very good. You see, Maasai people, they drink milk, but they don't live forever. They don't live 1,000 years. Why? Okay, let's think about this. For people with lactose intolerance, drinking a liter of raw milk would lead to diarrhea and abdominal pain. So-called lactose-free milk, which is fortified with this enzyme lactase, produced and recommended as an alternative for them. According to some research with rodents, not with humans, digestion of lactose may lead to accelerated aging, due to oxidative stress caused by galactose metabolism in our cells. The authors claim that lactose may trigger an inflammatory response in the skin by altering the hormonal balance and increasing production of sebum. So acne, it may produce result in acne in young individuals at least. Therefore, some medical professionals recommend avoiding dairy products at all costs. Yeah, very good. I don't think it is good idea, personally. Okay, but okay, whatever you trust medical professionals, you go. You do what they say. I'm not medical professional. However, the metabolism of humans is very different from that of rodents. There are reports that increasing dairy intake attenuates oxidative inflammatory stress in overweight and obese adults. So dairy-based smoothies, but not soy-based smoothies, significantly reduce circulating biomarkers of oxidative stress and inflammation. So somehow lactose is important. Lactose is important, and casein, which is probably produce this autoimmune reaction, probably it is not so dangerous. Newborn baby don't produce the enzyme lactase, so they cannot digest lactose. Instead, lactose gets into the colon, where beneficial bacteria metabolize it and produce gases like hydrogen, methane, lactic acid, and short-chain fatty acids as byproduct. Short-chain fatty acids can have various health benefits, such as promoting gut health and motility, maintaining a slightly acidic environment in the colon, and contributing to the digestion and absorption of certain nutrients. So you see that short-chain fatty acids seem so important, and how we produce them. Okay, medical professionals will recommend you to digest, to consume fiber. And they claim that fiber is producing this short-chain fatty acids. It is in part it is true, but I was consuming some starch, resistant starch, to produce short-chain fatty acids. But I changed my mind recently. I believe that I have better way to produce short-chain fatty acids in my stomach. Because this Maasai people, they are tolerant to lactose. They digest it. Okay, they digest it. So lactose is not getting to the colon. So this is short-chain fatty acids, which are actually necessary for our health. We need them. Okay, this is important part of the healthy diet. But how to do it? How to produce them? So to get benefits of short-chain fatty acids production from lactose in the colon for lactose-tolerant people like myself, it is possible to suppress this enzyme lactase by increasing acidity in the small intestine. In particular, oral intake of ascorbic acid in large doses, so more than 2 grams, in the morning, before taking lactose as powder or dissolved in water, then it gives me effect of blowing and high gas production due to fermentation of lactose in the colon. This is experimental fact. I can buy lactose as supplement. It is, or I can buy whey powder, which has already whey proteins together with lactose, a lot of lactose but some amount of whey proteins also. So I believe this even combination even better. So, but if I don't take ascorbic acid, there is no blowing, no gases. So I see that lactose then it can be digested, and it gives me this energy and glucose and galactose, which how much it is important, it's a good question. And healthy, healthy and important for our health. So the high concentration of leucine in milk, this amino acid which stimulates growth of muscles, may also play a significant role in the benefits of dairy products. Leucine suppresses storage of fat in adipose tissue while stimulating fat oxidation in support of protein synthesis in skeletal muscle. Also, it is stimulating synthesis of elastin, to my opinion. Again, there is no such research yet, but I just guess that if all proteins are supported and muscles, they contain a lot of elastin fibers, so that it has to be elastin in blood vessels also. So in my opinion, autoimmune diseases may develop as a consequence of leaky gut syndrome when the epithelium lining the inside of the gut becomes permeable for bacteria and proteins. Why does this leaky gut syndrome not develop in breastfed infants? Yeah, good. Again, if you see this, okay, if it is like so bad to drink milk and that casein can go to your blood and then you will get autoimmune reaction. But why this leaky gut syndrome and autoimmune reactions don't develop in infants? Why? Because infants have good health of the gut. And probably the secret of this good health is consumption of lactose. And or you can buy lactose-derived prebiotics such as lactose, and they benefit gut health. It is proven. So you can read some publication. You see that these prebiotics are very healthy. But lactose, again, if you're lactose intolerant person, then it goes to your gut, to your colon, and can be used as to produce the short chain fatty acids. But if like I have this lactase enzyme, and so it is for me, it will be digested, so it is maybe not very good, and maybe it is that because of this I don't live 1,000 years, so it has to be somehow balanced. So because again, the Maasai people don't live much longer, not 10 times. They live little, they are more healthy, they live little bit longer than neighboring tribes, but again, we see that they have developed, some of them develop autoimmune diseases, and it has to be somehow related to the shortage of short chain fatty acids produced in the colon. Okay, so previously I was consuming resistant starch and mushrooms for production of short chain fatty acids to improve microbiota in my colon and produce this short chain fatty acids. Yeah. So you can check my videos. I was talking about this a lot, but now I think that intake of lactose together with ascorbic acid, it can be better. It works to me better. So why not? Why not to try? We'll see how it works. And for radical lifestyle extension, I propose this ketogenic diet with large intake of eggs. Why eggs? Because they're easy to digest in the older age. Dairy products also easy to digest, especially easy to digest. And lactose together with ascorbic acid can be used as additional supplement, to my opinion. But it needs some research, it needs some confirmation. This is just my hypothesis, my idea that it can be. But I would say also this leucine, which is amino acids in whey protein or also in milk, I think it is also important, because I started to do it, to follow such diet not very long ago, a few months, and I see that my muscles grow like never before. I was living in Bangkok for a year. I was attending the gym maybe 3-5 times a week. So I was trying to grow muscles, but it was going not so well, I would say. There was some improvement, of course, but not what I was expecting. Now it is, I don't go to gym, I swim up to 2 hours by infants almost every day. I try to swim every day if I have time, if not every next day. And I see that muscles grow. My weight went from 68 to 75 kilo, mostly by muscle, but also fat grow, but not abdominal fat, fat on legs, because I eat maybe too much butter. Maybe it is not so good, too much butter and too much coconut oil, but this fat on legs is considered as healthy and easy to burn. Just change balance of the fat and protein and consume more protein, reduce consumption of fat, and then everything will be okay. This fat is okay. Again, my goal is not to build muscles. Yeah, it is good. I good feeling that muscles grow, your strength improved, but yet my goal is to live up to 1,000 years. And to get this, if I'm little bit, if I have some fat, it doesn't look, I'm okay. Babies, infants, they have fat, but they look good. They look good. They look healthy. And why not? So I believe that it is not very big problem if if I have a little bit more fat on my legs. Again, on my legs, not on abdomen, not inside my belly. It is healthy fat. Okay, whatever. So you see, this is what I propose. Rely on dairy product, eggs, dairy products. Consume butter, a lot of butter. It has to be part of your diet. I start morning, I eat butter. I eat once a day, only after exercises, about 5 o'clock afternoon. And I eat once a day, and I see, as I said, I see that muscles grow. Some side effects, if I swim very intense and I'm tired, of course, then what is happening during the night when my heartbeat rate little bit more than 60 beats per minute. So normally it is below 60 beats per minute if I'm not tired. But if I'm tired, I see that that heart is working and I need more blood to recover from this intense exercise, and I have to also to grow muscles during the night, because at night the growth hormone is the highest concentration of growth hormone at night. So, and I swim 8 hours, I sleep 8 hours, so everything go well, in my opinion. So you can go to this reference, but please mind that, again, this is a small part of my bigger research, which is much bigger, and up to maybe 100 of references. And I was thinking about how we can rejuvenate our body in the sense of elastin production, because this is very critical. In my opinion, we are aging because of this stiffening of blood vessels, and if we will reverse the stiffening, if we will improve elasticity of first of all blood vessels and all our tissues and skin including, then we rejuvenate our body. And if we will do it all right, then there will be no limit for our lifespan, so we can live maybe forever. It's 1,000 years, also not bad. So again, please mind that I am not medical professional. Nothing what I tell you about cannot be considered as medical advice. I am scientist, so I work on this complicated problem, but my opinion very much different from normally, very much different from medical professionals. Why? Because again, I consider myself that I have to change from worker, short-living worker, to long-living royal. and medical professionals, they care to make you short-living worker. So you can improve your health and live a little bit longer, maybe 100, 120 years, but this will be the limit. But again, epigenetically, I think we can do miracles. I mean, kind of miracle. We can return to longevity of the biblical patriarchs. We can live maybe 600, 900 years. But what to do. They didn't have any sophisticated technologies. So what was why they were living so long? Because of food, because the diet was very much different, and they didn't accumulate these toxins, which now environment is full of these chemicals produced to like herbicides, pesticides, which are absolutely toxic. Not to mention oxalates, which are natural toxins, not natural protection of plants from be eaten. So you think plants are good? No. Get to the beginning of my presentation and see what is recommended. Recommended to keep ruminants, goats and sheep and this milk of goat and sheep has to be actually for a diet, a sacred diet for internal use. Yeah, this how it should be. And little bit meat, a little bit fatty meat, okay, but not much and not every day. Okay, then again, unfortunately, my project is not anyhow supported. I do it from my own. It is not very cheap, and but I try to get support. It is not just ignored. My proposals are just ignored. Despite I have demonstrated already that considerable blood pressure change, blood pressure reduction, not only for me, but for some few volunteers by using the bacterial enzymes. Even without change of the diet, it is possible to improve blood pressure just by removing this atherosclerotic deposits in our blood vessels. So, but even this is not supported, it's just ignored or whatever. So nobody want to pay any money, but okay, at least what you can do, you can press like and bell button, subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends and family, and at least this support will also appreciate it. And maybe in time you can go to work, you will support my project by working together. So have a wonderful day, and also please mind that we are in the end of this year, and so have a happy new year, and I hope you will have good health and follow my channel. I give much information about how to stay healthy. Okay, ciao, bye bye.